You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Minor Family Dentistry and by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History. Minor Family Dentistry would like to bring you the following dental health tip. It's recommended to have a dental checkup no later than your child's first birthday. An adult should brush for a young child and monitor older children's brushing to ensure a good job is done. Flossing should start when teeth are touching. Minor Family Dentistry wishes you good dental health. Families, including children of all ages, are welcome. Minor Family Dentistry, 1010 Downing and Hayes. Find them in the Next Tech directory.
It's 40 feet long. It's a cold-blooded killer, and it's prowling the galleries of Sternberg Museum. It's Super Croc, 10 tons of terror that you've got to see to believe. Sternberg Museum and Project Exploration bring you a creature so big it was a dinosaur's worst nightmare. Don't miss your chance to see the science of Super Croc, only at the Sternberg Museum, Hayes, Kansas.
Hello, and welcome to You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. My name is Dana Stanton, and I'm the coordinator of the West Central Kansas Smart Start program. And with me today is my good friend Joan Dunn. How are you, Joan?
Just fine.
And also we have another guest, Trayton, who is Joan's grandson.
That's right.
And we're going to be kind of going back and forth and seeing some stuff that Trayton's doing as well.
Right. When you're a grandchild, you get drafted to help Grandma with different activities. So he's doing a good job.
That is one of the perks. That's
right.
wonderful. Now, Joan, first of all, tell us what organization you work with and what is your job with that organization?
Well, I'm the coordinator of the Parents as Teachers Early Head Start program, and it's short. We call it PAS for short, but this is a free volunteer program from prenatal up to age 3, and our main focus is to give parents child development information and answer parenting questions. We also have a resource network, play groups, group meetings, and just all kinds of fun things for young families.
Mm-hmm. Now today, though, you're going to tell us about a particular program that you're helping with, and it's called Blockfest. So can you tell us, what is Blockfest?
That's right. Blockfest, I've been talking about Blockfest with my staff since January when I went to the training. And Blockfest is actually a hands-on block experience, and it focuses on the parent and child or guardian and child, grandparent and child, whatever, combination, learning and early math and science skills through different types of blocks.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, how was this program developed?
This program was actually developed by the Parents as Teachers program in Idaho. They had a grant from, I'll look at my notes here, the Micron Foundation, and this is one of those high-tech international corporations, and they had noticed that there was a decline in math scores. And so they had been investing money at the middle school and high school level, and they were approached by the Parents as Teachers to see if they wanted to invest in early childhood, and that's where the funding for the program originated and continues.
Now, we hear about there's lots of programs out there for children. Is this a program that has had some research done to prove its effectiveness?
Definitely. They assembled a team of experts, so to speak, and this team looked at all of the literature, just how parents learn, how children learn, what types of skills need to be developed, spatial relationships, all different kinds of math and science. And this team worked together, and they even had a high school principal in there, a Head Start person. And through this research, they looked at all the literature, and then they came up with the idea of how to do the Blockfest. Mm-hmm. We also do an evaluation, which is an important piece of research, and there's a follow-up with the parents, so a lot of research-based information went into this function.
Okay. Now, what are some of the key elements to the program, to the Blockfest event?
Okay, the Blockfest event is really exciting. When I did the training, we actually got to do one of these with the Wichita families. Mm-hmm. You have 5 stations, and there are 5 different types of blocks. Uh-huh. Now, Trayton over there is using the unit cubes. Uh-huh. We also use the brick blocks. Do you remember what you made out of the brick blocks over the weekend? A huge fort in the middle of my living room. Okay. Yes. We also have foam blocks, which are large and small, all different shapes and sizes. Mm-hmm. We have planks. These are just little wooden pieces about that big, and lots of potential for building with planks. Mm-hmm. And then we also have unit blocks, and these are the typical wood blocks that can be rectangles, circles, spheres, triangles, and there's a set of those. So you have 5 stations set up, and each one of these has a set of blocks there. At each station, you have a A-frame, and it gives information. We brought the unit cubes, so it says unit cubes are small enough for tiny preschool hands and challenging enough for elementary minds. So with this particular set, you get a whole series of activity cards, which can work on making shapes, patterns, towers, shapes with hidden cubes, puzzles, games, coordination. So you have a lot of math skills going on that can be used with this set of blocks. Also, the A-frames are printed. The back side is the same information printed on Spanish. So we have it for both languages. And then at each station, you have a facilitator. So while the parents and the adults and children are playing, they can be sharing the information and just letting the adults know how to encourage, the vocabulary and different types of problem-solving skills.
Now, I can imagine that you mentioned about math. What kind of math concepts would a child use with this sort of program?
Well, from the very beginning, just learning simple one-to-one correspondence. That when you count, 2-year-olds can count 1 to 10 a lot of times, but it's memorization. If you ask them, give me 3 blocks, they generally wouldn't really know the concept of 3 yet at that age. So you're going to be... That's a hard one. I bet you could find a different one. Spatial concepts with the unit blocks. I was observing, and we actually had a math teacher doing this with her toddler, and she was using sphere and cylinder rather than just
geometric shapes.
Yes, early geometry, just some basic algebra. When you're doing patterning, you can have like an AB pattern, ABC pattern, whatever. So there's just all kinds of. You also have spatial relationships with the example that he's doing. For example, this one, it says blocks that are hidden. So the problem-solving skills of trying to determine how did they get this made. And Blockfest actually starts at 8 months to 8 years of age, which is the age range for early childhood. And 8 months, starting at that age is so that the child would be able to sit up. And
they can't sit up.
That definitely helps them handle the blocks better. And each set of blocks is on a foam area, so it has boundaries. They use, observe, explore, play for about 10 minutes. Then they have the opportunity to shift to another set of blocks. And so it's about an hour-long activity. And at the end, there is an evaluation card for the parents to fill out. We do have a book that talks about all of those math and science skills.
Yeah, I'm going to interrupt you because the most important thing is, when is this event coming to us?
Yes. Well, we have to go through the training. So my blocks only arrived last week, so I hadn't been able to set up the training. But July 28th, my staff will have a 4-hour training, and from 3:30 to 4:30 on that day, we also will have a session where we actually do the activity.
So you'll be expecting to have more of these events, or having the first events as probably the starting of the school year. That'd be a good estimate.
Right. It's just a work in progress. We hope to make this one of our annual big events. When they did it in Idaho, they did it in the state capitol, and they had like 5 sessions in one day. And because you do limit the number of children participating at each session, so it's not too crowded.
Now, real quickly, if people want to know more about this program, what is your phone number at PATHS?
Okay, 623-2440.
Thank you so much for being with us, Joan. Thank you, Trayton. You've been watching You and Your Young Child, the program devoted to early childhood. Parents, remember you are your child's first and best teacher. Thank you.
Thanks for watching You and Your Young Child, a program of information and services available for you and your child from prenatal to age 5. You can watch the program weekdays in the noon and 9 o'clock hours. You and Your Young Child has been brought to you in part by Minor Family Dentistry and by the Sternberg Museum of Natural History.